Hello there. Excited to have you back again. If you're a watch aficionado and you have a huge watch collection and need to know how to store watches properly, in this video, we'll show you how. If you're not a watch aficionado but you just happen to have a large collection of watches, you've also come to the right channel. If you own just one watch that's very precious to you and need to know how you can store it properly, this video is also for you. There are several ways you can store your watches correctly and safely so they don't get damaged or lost. Let's take a look at how these valuable investments can be properly stored. How to store watches. We've listed the various types of items you can use to store your watches. A sturdy box. This is a very common method. A lot of people use this to store their watches, and it's not without reason. For one reason, they are very practical and save space on the bedside table or chest they are placed on. Depending on the type of box you use, generally speaking, most boxes tend to have an attractive exterior which can also add to the interior decor of your room. If you go for this option, make sure you choose a box with enough room in it so it can fit as many watches as possible. If you intend to take it with you while traveling, make sure it has the option to be locked securely. It's also an added advantage while it remains stationary in your house to prevent any loss from theft and help to keep the watches secure. Boxes are a great storage option because they also help to ensure your watches are protected from bugs crawling around and dust. They also protect your watches from moisture and humidity. Since you will be able to easily organize your watches with the help of a box, it will also make choosing one to wear with your ensemble a breeze. If you're very safety conscious, then choose a heavy-duty box that is better suited to protect. That way, you can have peace of mind knowing it can't easily be broken into. A watch rack. Much like a shoe rack, a rack for your watches is an excellent method of keeping your watches seen on a beautiful display. One of the benefits of this method is that you can easily see your watches. This means selecting the perfect watch to go with your daily outfit will be quick and easy. Racks designed to store watches typically have a T shape with the top part of the T designed to store some watches. The issue with this type of storage is the fact that they are more exposed as opposed to being stored inside a box. They are open to humidity, moisture, dust, and unfortunate accidents as they can fall off the rack. When moving around the watch rack, you'll need to be cautious so you don't accidentally knock them down and get them damaged in the process. A lot of people still prefer this option despite the risks because they can see quite easily their watches. This means they can quickly pick and switch without too much hassle. It's critical to remember that if you hang the watches for a long time period, they can get damaged. Ensure that the watches are rotated regularly so they remain accurate and well maintained. A watch roll. This is an ideal option for keeping your watches stored at home and taking them along with you whenever you need to travel for a while. It's also an ideal option if your bedroom is on the smaller side and you don't have the luxury of open space. It can be fitted easily inside a shelf in your closet or in a drawer. Another benefit of a watch roll is it has a soft tube on the inside which your watches can be fitted around. This means your watches won't get bent out of shape or knocked around whether you're traveling or it's sitting in one place in storage. It also has a lid that can be rolled up and around the case which can close so your watches are secure and safe. This is a necessary feature as we're sure you won't want your precious watches to be damaged as a result of being knocked about. A pouch. Pouches made from leather are the perfect size because a single watch can be placed inside of them. If you need a backup watch anytime you travel out of town, you can use a leather pouch to store the extra watch. If you're a lady, it can be fitted very easily inside your purse. And if you're a man, it can fit conveniently in your carry-on or briefcase. These pouches require little space and don't weigh anything significant. All you need to do is slide the watch inside the pouch and close the pouch with the top flap over it to keep your watch from falling out. They are ideal to be used for a short period of time. This is especially true for watches that are mostly stored in the house and won't be moving around very much. Note that leather pouches do not provide any care to the shape of your watch. This might not be a source of concern to a lot of people, but to others who tend to invest quite a bit in their watches, it might be an issue. You will need to keep your watches in a structured setting and provide them with as much support as possible while they remain in storage. Following standards like these help to ensure that your watches have their best appearance at all times. It also helps owners to not run into any repairs which tend to be quite costly. This is especially true if watches are left neglected for long periods. So bear this in mind when going for the pouch option. They are meant to be used to store watches for only a short period of time. If you intend to use it for home storage, it's advisable you choose an item that will keep your watch in shape while protecting it. A watch stand. A watch stand is different from a watch rack because it stores the watch by holding it on its sides. It displays it openly and makes it easy for owners to select one to wear with their outfits. This is in sharp contrast to a watch rack that holds a watch up in the air, which makes it hang in a downward motion. This method means the watch is pulled down on its weight. The advantage of a watch stand is that watches stored using this method remain in shape. This is because it's not being hung down and pulled down by its weight as influenced by gravity. On the downside, it also doesn't help to keep your watches protected from external elements present in your room like humidity, moisture, dust, bugs, etc. If the watches you own are made of high-quality materials, then it may be a source of worry for you. If you need to ensure the watches are guarded against humidity, dust, and other elements, it's advisable you choose storage with a cover. On the plus side, using a watch stand has an appealing look and is a great addition to most dressers. The bare wood also has a wide appeal to a lot of people. On the downside, owners will have to exercise caution, especially if their watches are luxury timepieces needing the utmost protection. This is important if they want to keep them for a longer time period. A well-protected watch will remain in good condition for a longer stretch of time. A valet tray. It's important to note that these trays were not designed exclusively to store watches. Notwithstanding, they are ideal to store a variety of jewelry and even watches. They help you to keep your room neat and tidy as they can be placed on a dresser or inside any drawer. They allow owners to see very easily all their accessories and jewelry with a quick look. In addition, a number of people tend to use these valet trays to store items like wallets, keys, coins, or bits of paper they removed from their pockets. The most obvious advantage of using a valet tray is how easy they make it for owners to look through their watch collection. This ultimately makes it really easy to come to a quick and final decision about the one they want to wear. Once again, the issue of using a valet tray is the fact that it does not come with any type of covering. This means your watches will be exposed to potential damage, the elements, as well as insects. This is the reason why it's recommended that if you choose this option, you use it for watches that you wear every day. This is a much better option than using a valet tray as a long-term option for storing any additional watches you may have. A multi-functional box. These are boxes specially designed to hold more than one item at a time. Items like these include wallet, sunglasses, keys, your passport if necessary, and of course your watch. The great thing about this type of storage is that it lets you have everything in one exact location. You won't need to stress about having to look for every single item each time you need them, especially when you're traveling. Just make sure you don't lose the entire box, or that would be a rather unfortunate disaster. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site, www.zimwatches.com, for more awesome watch content like this.